Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be playing Roll the Dice with a Dash of Chaos for the month of April. On my channel, I play a game called Roll the Dice with a Dash of Chaos to select the 5-ish books I hope to read in the coming month. If you're curious as to what books I intended to read in the month of March, you can find that up in the cards. I absolutely love refreshing my TBR each month, having a handful of books chosen for me to just freshen things up, give me a few more choices. I constantly have decision fatigue and can never figure out what I want to read for myself, so sometimes I just like being told what to read next. I do roll 5 times. If I get doubles, I pull a challenge prompt that is additional to my rolls. I have hard prompts, easy prompts, as well as just some books I've pulled from my shelves that I'm interested in reading soon-ish. The books I do not complete off of my TBR stay on, you can't see, but my TBR cart is behind me. They just stay there as further options, so I'm just kind of rolling over my TBR since the month of January. Any books I have not yet finished are still available for me to choose, of course. That's enough rambling from me. I'm going to cut myself off and we are going to go play my game, Roll the Dice with a Dash of Chaos, and I will meet you right back here with my picks. It is time to set up Roll the Dice with the Dash of Chaos for the month of April. Let us first place the bin of hard prompts in spot number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Bin of easy prompts in spot 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right in here. And now placing the Kindle in spot number 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right here. Here is what the game board is looking like before we begin. Lots of variety this month. I feel like I'm not in any specific mood, so I tried to choose a variety of genres, and now we're ready for roll number 1. 3, that's a hard prompt. Saved on Instagram. So I do have a collection on Instagram with book recommendations. So let me take a scroll on that and see if I have a book that I own physically. That would be ideal. All right, here is my saved book recommendations collection. And something about this one is calling my name. So let's see what Sab Books has saved in here. I have read A Court This Cruel and Lovely, but I have not read The Bridge Kingdom. And actually, I own that book physically. It is down here behind my crock pot. So let's add The Bridge Kingdom. Roll number 2. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh dear. The Worst Best Man. Roll number 3. Doubles and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so excited. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. And then also a challenge prompt. Skip a challenge, thank you. Roll number 4. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. An easy prompt. A fantasy book. I mean, we have lots of options. I just finished King's Cage, so I'm eyeing Warstorm, but that one is so thick. We have Betrayed, which would be a very fast read for me. The Heart of Betrayal would be fantasy. Spy Family. Brandon Sanderson, The Assassin's Quest I need to get to, but I'm very intimidated by that. I think I'm going to go with Betrayed. I'm taking it easy on myself. This is a reread. I can fly through this super fast. Roll number 5, final roll, is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A nonfiction, of course. This is Everything But Money. I love reading about personal finance, so I did get this from the library, and I guess now I must read it. I'm really pleased with the stack of books I got. Nothing too thick and chunky, which chunky books have been plaguing me this year. I'm not reading up to the volume I am used to, and my collarbone just cracked. The thick books, though, I love them. The last book I read was over 1,000 pages. They are kind of affecting my... It's not all about the numbers, but sometimes, you know, when Goodreads keeps reminding you that you're falling behind for the year on your goal, that's kind of where I'm at right now because I've been reading quite chunky books. So hopefully I can get through some of these shorter ones and bump up my numbers a bit. Anyways, the first roll, I got the prompt saved on Instagram. Now I have a collection, that's what they call them on Instagram, these little folders that you can create with saved images or reels, and I have one specifically for book recommendations. If it's a creator I really enjoy, I tend to love the recommendations. Sometimes I don't want to forget about a post that caught my attention, so I will save it to that folder. Granted, I don't utilize that folder as much as I should, but we did today. So I chose this fantasy romance recommendation post, and on the first slide there was a book that I have physically that I have not yet read, and that is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. I've been wanting to read this series for so long. It has been on TBRs before and I just haven't gotten to it, and I don't know why. What if you fell in love with the one person you'd sworn to destroy? So Lara is set on a mission. She has an arranged marriage, but she is intending to kill her betrothed. But perhaps things are not as she has always been told by her father, the king, and maybe this Bridge Kingdom is not actually the evil she thought. I'm loving fantasy romance, as we all know, I feel like, and this is very, very popular. I'm hoping that I really fall in love with their romance because I do own the second book as well. Roll number 2 is The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. This is a contemporary romance novel that I thrifted, and after thrifting I heard not so positive reviews on, and that made me not want to pick the book up. So I am not going into this book with the highest of hopes, but I have really been enjoying throwing in a contemporary romance here and there, and I was able to get the audiobook on Libby, so that is how I will be reading this book. Hell Hath No Fury, Like a Bride Scorned, the rom-com we've been waiting for. You are cordially invited to witness the worst best man get what he deserves. A wedding planner left at the altar. Yeah, the irony isn't lost on Carolina either. I've heard people don't believe in the romance. I am giving myself permission to DNF this if I'm not enjoying it and remove it from my shelf and make room for things that I will enjoy. I am so excited that this next book got rolled and is on the official TBR. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. Divine Rivals was my favorite book of last year. Book Bestie Sam gifted me this for Christmas. I was so thankful, and I'm doing that thing where I'm scared that this isn't going to live up to my love of Divine Rivals. That was like infinity stars for me. I found that to be so romantic. I was engrossed with the story. It was a bit different than what I had been reading, though it is still fantasy romance. It has a completely different vibe. And I'm worried I won't feel the same about this, so I just keep putting it off. But what if I love it just as much and I'm denying myself another Infinity Star read, and this will complete a duology? So that is a goal for 2025, to knock some series off the list. So I just need to get this done. The cover is absolutely beautiful. I really hope that I love this. This is a YA fantasy duology. In the first book, we're following Iris and Roman. They are rivals at this newspaper. They're both vying for the same promotion. There is a war going on in the background that they are reporting on in their newspaper, and the war is involving battling gods, like literal gods on Earth are leading armies, and I love a meddling god in a fantasy story. But other than that, and we have magical typewriters, this feels very historical fiction-like, and the way that those elements were married together just worked so beautifully for me. So this is a 5-star prediction. That roll was doubles, which meant I needed to pull out of my challenge prompt jar, and I got skip, which is amazing, so nice. I got to skip my challenge this time. Roll number 4, I got the prompt a fantasy, and I'm going easy on myself. I need to read this book for an upcoming reading vlog. I'm not going to tell you what reading vlog it is, but it's a series on my channel that you guys seem to really enjoy. So I'm getting this on the official TBR. It is short, just to set myself up for success. This is Betrayed, the second book in the House of Night by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. This is a reread for me. I read these books when I was a teen and was absolutely obsessed with them. My reread of the first book did not go too well. It was cringe city, and I didn't even enjoy it in a nostalgic kind of way, like I enjoy other things I read as a teen. It just did not age well in my opinion. So I'm going to give this one a try, see how I feel. I might go on to the third one just because they are so short before I make the decision on whether I'm going to unhaul the whole series. I have the whole series and it takes up quite a lot of space on my bookshelf. So if I'm not enjoying them, I would like to move them along, but this needs to be read this month for a video. And lastly, roll number 5. I don't know how I feel about this being on the official TBR. I did put it in the lineup because it's a library book I have currently checked out, so I do like to include those as options so I actually get to them. And that is Everything But Money by Jessica Moorhouse. If you didn't know, I do have a finance degree. I am very passionate about personal finance, and as a Canadian, there are fewer mainstream or popular resources that are not very American centric. So I'm on a mission to find more Canadian authors or Canadian sources that I really enjoy, that are less, textbooky or economics focused, like something that is easily digestible, factually correct, that I could recommend to other people as well. Sidebar, my new hyperfixation is like cash stuffing and budgeting content. I don't know if I would ever want to create that content. You can give me your feedback below or where I would share that content, but I have been binge watching that instead of bookish or beauty videos, which is very different for me. Anyways, totally random, but in consuming more and more personal finance content, I discovered Jessica Moorhouse on Instagram and then saw that she had her own book. So I decided to check it out from the library. It says The Hidden Barriers Between You and Financial Freedom. Go beyond the budget to get to the heart of your relationship with money. Realize how trauma shapes your negative relationship with money. Unlearn some of the truths about money that have been hurting you. Stop the cycle, yada, yada, yada. I am curious to see how this tackles personal finance. So As it is a nonfiction, I'll probably just read it in little bite-sized pieces over the course of the entire month. It seems to be split up into a lot of different sections, which I do like, and report back on if this is a personal finance book I recommend to my fellow Canadians. So this is my stack for the month of April. We have a fantastic mix of different genres, books, things that I'm really looking forward to, ones that I'm not really looking forward to as much but need to read anyways. Same with this one, my goodness. But I'm loving that we have some short books. Fingers crossed I can get through this stack in April. I will feel so good, so accomplished. But that is everything from me. Let me know in the comments below what you are looking forward to reading in the month of April. And if you enjoyed this TBR video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.